Shall we get started?
Let's go.
Let's go. Hi, I'm Zach, behind the camera's Tim. We want to welcome you to A Table Outside. Not only did I grow up smoking brisket and other forms of meat, barbecuing all the time, I grew up eating my grandmother's homemade barbecue sauce. And being a good Central Texas boy, living here in Essex, I'm going to do just that. I'm going to make my spin on my grandmother's barbecue sauce. So how about we get involved? I know it looks like a lot of elements, but it's really simple to make, okay? First and foremost, what I want to say is I'm using the residual heat from the firebox, from the brisket that we just smoked. And so I guess let's dive into the ingredients, what we're going to need today. So we're going to need about a cup of brown sugar, two big cartons, so 1 kilo of tomato passata. We're also going to use about a tablespoon of butter, unsalted preferably, roughly a tablespoon of garlic powder, a tablespoon of cayenne pepper, a tablespoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of ground cumin, tablespoon of paprika, teaspoon of cayenne pepper. We're going to use about half a bottle of French's mustard. So it's 218 milliliters, so about 118 milliliters of French's mustard. The American mustard works better. Don't use Coleman's, you'll burn your mouth off here in England. All right, we're going to take 2 lemons, cut them in half, toss them in. Take 2 apples, cut them in half, toss them in. Take an onion, cut it in half, toss it in. Take 1 whole thing of bulb of garlic, cut in half, toss it in. Maybe 4 tablespoons of distilled vinegar. About 1/3 of a bottle of Worcestershire. This is the big bottle. For those wanting to know, it doesn't say how much it is, but the big bottle of Worcestershire's. 1/3 of it. We're going to take about 2 shots of bourbon. We're using Buffalo Trace. Why are we using Buffalo Trace, Tim?
Is this a good whiskey?
It is good whiskey, but they're also coming to London, opening up in Covent Garden. We can't wait, Buffalo Trace. Looking at you.
Woo.
Shall we get started?
Let's go.
Let's go. We're gonna let it cook for about 15 minutes, all right, to make sure that the lemons, the onion, the garlic, and the apple all infuse along with the spices and the sugar and vinegars that we mixed in. All right, so see you here shortly. I don't know what a super dry beer feels like, except drinking this. It is super dry and lovely. I lived in Japan for about, was it 4 months? And drank my fill of this and can't get away from it. Sahi, here's to you.
The question is, did you drink it with welding gloves on or not?
No, I didn't. And I know it probably looks silly, but I'm about to pull the barbecue sauce off and I got thirsty. So there's the barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
You know it's good whenever it's so hot that it gets a film over the ceramic.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So what we're gonna do now is, now that we have it out, we'll pour it through a strainer into another bowl to make sure we all get the bits and bobs out of it and it's a nice smooth sauce. But you get the point. That's the consistency, that's the color. Coats the back of the spoon. Good enough for me.
How does it taste?
Dang good.